Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, we saw Gachagua making allegation about a judge, and the worst for it was when Gachagua went to an extent of naming a judge in over allegation of corruption, in a case that we saw him making threats that he's going to table or present a case to the CJ Mother Kome for the removal of that judge. In that way, Gachagua went too long. In fact, he is making the deputy president office, or let me talk about presidency, to look like Childish and so much compromise. Now with all this, we have seen people coming out to condemn Gachagua, and there is one of the high court advocate, Evans Ondieki, who has come out now to warn Gachagua seriously after the allegation he made. According to him, Gachagua is a rogue, childish state officer. That is the description he's giving to Gachagua, a village boy. That for him to become the deputy president, it was an accident that should never be repeated. No wonder Ruto is not keen on having Gachagua as his running mate in the next election. Now you can see, he is indicating that they are going to make a campaign until Gachagua has been impeached from office because of his misconduct and how he's carrying himself. This is his message to Gachagua and Kenyans at large.
To condemn the primitive behavior by the deputy president, Mr. Gachagua. Mr. Gachagua has no respect for the rule of law. He has no respect for the doctrine of separation of powers. He is abusing judicial officers, helter-skelter, particularly naming a person who has made a decision against him. It is not just defamatory, but it is also scandalous. Because if he has any evidence by accident, but let him not measure other arms of government through this crude behavior.
Now we are continuing this part in our discussion, but just a quick request. For those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to our returning subscriber Samasa. Thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. In fact, Mr. Ondieki has referred to Gachagua as Mr. Gachagua, not His Excellency, the Deputy President. You can see how far he has been pissed off with Gachagua's way of behavior. Gachagua just forgot he is a Deputy President. He has reduced himself to a nobody, and that's how Kenyans are carrying him. That's how they view him. That's how they will refer to him. Because then that is the character that comes out of Rigathi Gachagua. Now there is something he's trying to reveal here. That Gachagua, when they came to power, through the court of appeal, they manipulated their way. They now went with a fresh affidavit to get his money back. Now, using those kind of shortcuts and power, so Gachagua want to refer to himself as a clean person whose money was just taken, and he was given back the money when they came to power. But it's because they had power, and through threats, they made their way. So, in a fraudulent way, he got the money back, 200 million. That's in a case that Justice, is it Esther? Justice Esther had, in her ruling, forfeited the 200 million back to the state. So Gachagua alirudishiwa pesa, lakini sio kwa njia ya halali. Because Gachagua was charged with the conflict of interest, conspiracy to defraud the public property and money laundering. So the DCI detective indicated that Gachagua had used a company and a proxy and fraudulently acquired multi-billion shilling health tender that was in Nyeri County. Besides this, we also have another company where Gachagua was using wanaita rapid machine supply, not machine, rapid medical supplies. Then the company he used to supply the dialysis machine to Nyeri Provincial Hospital. Again, pesa zilienda. We are also talking about 104 million Kenyan shillings that he acquired from Bungoma County government. Hiyo ilifanyika between 2013 to 2020. Wakati mlikuwa mnaona pia Bungoma governor anahusishwa pale, Ken Lusaka by that time. So many things. You talk about acquiring a tender of putting up a school also in Nyeri County. He had also interest in that. They also question him. Talk about the receiving of 7.3 billion in a bank inaitwa Rafiki Bank. So many things were questioned about Gachagua. With all this, he had a serious case to answer. But through shortcut, like the way the advocate is putting it, they fraudulently got the money back through the Court of Appeal. So with this Gachagua, in as much he wants to carry himself as clean, there's still questions that he has not come clean about. But because they are in power, they are influencing their ways. So when a ruling is done in their favor, they are happy. Because they influence the ruling, now they are in power. But when it's done not in their power or in their way or in their wish, because some judges, you can't compromise them. We have judges that are compromised, they know them. The ones that cannot compromise, they now come out to fight them. So the whole issue is that remove those judges that cannot be compromised and have judges that can be compromised so that you can use them when you want a ruling that is against the law but favoring you. That is what they are looking to. So the what we are seeing here is not because they have specific judges that have been involved in corruption and they have the evidence. The judges that are focusing on, mostly, they are judges that you cannot bribe, that they cannot compromise their work. Those are the judges that they are focusing on. Lakini wale wana wako compromised, wale wako nunuliwa, wale wako shawishiwa na pesa, they don't talk about them because they have been working in their interest. Sababu ukianza kuuliza, ili kuwaje kwa njia ipi wakarudishia Gachagua 200 million that was been forfeited back to the state. How? Can you explain? The appeal just happened when they came to power. What if they were not in power today? Would Gachagua have that money? It's a question has to answer. So with all this, it's a wish hunt. And I think Ondiek has really described Gachagua who he is. And indeed, Gachagua deserved an impeachment from office. His conduct is unwelcomed. That's not how to address the other arm of government when now you are executive. It's a kind of intimidation and threats.